Yo, no maniacs. What's good? Welcome to the show. It's Nomad Live, all bears all the time. No Sean Sierra. He had a doctor's appointment with his relative to take care of. But we have another guy, everybody's favorite all 22 guy, very good friend of the show. I gotta say this, man. I need to say this to him live because I tell him this all the time. But I really, really respect what Bearlissimo does with the all 22. Why? Because I'm absolutely burnt on it, and I people want me to do it, and it makes me nauseated thinking about all 22. But because I know what it takes to do all 22 well, you have to really prepare for it, get it cut right, and be descriptive about what you're looking at, so everybody can see the entire picture. So where my respect comes from is his detail in presenting it. And I just gotta tell you live, man, that you do probably you and Coach T do the best jobs that I've seen out there doing it. And so when people ask me to do all 22, I'm like, oh hell no. It would be like for me doing it would be like stepping on you guys' toes, is the way I feel about it, because there's enough all 22 to go around, but not really all 22 that's done correctly. And so respect to you and props to you for the way you do that.
I appreciate it, Nomad. It does mean a lot coming from you, dude. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. And hopefully, if people enjoy it, then they're going to subscribe and like it and share it and all the rest of it. But I'm not here to tell on the tape anyone what to think. I'm just saying what I'm seeing. So, what are the considerations? When we're looking and we're trying to evaluate players, what are we looking at? Are we looking at a stat sheet at the end of the game? Or are we understanding what they're seeing, what they should be seeing? Are we understanding what their techniques are, how they should be playing, what the right technique is? That's the context, really, that I'm trying to add when I do my breakdowns. I'm not trying to tell anyone what to think. I'm trying to tell them where to look and what to see and what that means. And then you make your own decisions based upon that. I ain't going to tell any grown man what to think. You think what you think. I'll tell you what I think and the reasons why, give you the context. Because like it says down here, context matters.
Absolutely, man. You do. Like I said, man, you do. I'm impressed. I'm very impressed every time I see it. I remember
too much, man. Too much.
I mean, I'm being honest, man. I always give props where they deserve. I don't care. I mean,
I appreciate it, honestly.
It's a right way to do that and a wrong way to do that. I know from experience, just from digesting too much of it and making me hate it. But there's a right way to do it, and you do it absolutely A1, man. So again, thank you for that. But we've got Keith, my other co-host here, man. How you doing today, bro?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. It is a pleasure to be in the great lights of Mr. Bearlissimo. I got turned on to him a couple years ago when I used to work third shift, and I used to listen to a lot of his breakdowns. And it really, at the time, I've always been into football real heavy, and when I watched him break down the all 22, I said, "This guy." First of all, I was like, "Wait a minute, he's got an accent." Don't tell me he's across the pond breaking down film. I was like, oh my God. So yeah, I've been a fan, I've been a follower, and I have to say, it's great being in the room with you today.
Too much, but I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I'm pleased to be here.
Well, let's get ready because we were in the studio looking at some cut ups that Bearlissimo had, and I'm gonna have to ask him to come back and give you guys some of that. Hopefully he will, man. I'm gonna try to stay on him until we get him back to do that. But some really impressive stuff going on behind the scenes. But I'm not gonna keep you guys any longer because I know what you came here for. You came here to see what kind of GM chops that Bearlissimo really has. And he's going to do this live on TV. But I think first, Bearlissimo, am I right when you want to go through a detail of what you might or might not do in free agency? Am I right?
Yeah, so in terms of positions to target, really, is more where I'm at on it. And when you're looking at the sort of the free agent market, you're looking at wide receiver. You can go top line on wide receiver, but then I think Curtis Samuel is someone that isn't necessarily top line, but he's likely to be good. But we've also got like people like Paris Campbell that would be a nice fit for slot. In terms of your ex wide receiver, Tyler Boyd, depending upon how high that price goes. But Kendrick Bourne would be a good name to take a look at as a second to that because he is more of an ex. He's more of that sort of taller, go up and get it wide receiver. But T. Higgins, we'll see whether he hits the market. You've got some other names out there as well. Trent Sherfield's another name again that a lot of people might not be straight on the top of your list, but he's someone that you could look at and say, well, okay, could he fit the offense that we have? And another one that I would love to see on the Bears if he ever makes free agency, which he might do because they're in cap trouble, is Devin Duvernay. Love that kid coming out. So he's another name to take a look at maybe as being a nice fit for the West Coast variant that we're going to see. Tight end is going to have to be addressed in some form. When you look at tight end, it's a bit of a thin market. Dalton Schultz is going to really go top of the market. Gerald Everett, Mike Gesicki, Austin Hooper, a name out there, Irv Smith. So there are some options there. So I think if we're going to go in tight end, I don't think it'll be early in free agency. I think the places we're going to look at early in free agency is probably defensive tackle like Madubuike. He really is the one that stands out there. But you've also got some other names there. And the other name that stands out there out of Miami is a guy who I absolutely love. He's an absolute bully. He's Christian Wilkins. And then sort of, I think, because of the injuries and not staying fit necessarily, Javon Kinlaw, again, he's an absolute bully up front. And thinking about adding him inside of what we have on the defensive line as an upgrade from Justin Jones, that's pretty exciting to me. So I think that's where we'll go. We'll probably get sort of second phase defensive end. I don't think we'll go first phase in free agency, but centre, tight end, D tackle and edge, I think is where we're going to be looking at primarily in free agency. Earlier on, wide receiver as well. You could possibly throw that in, depending upon how, contract negotiations go, how many teams are in on them, and what sort of price they want.
Okay, quick question. I got one quick question and
sure.
one statement that I just found out right before coming into the studio. You're not interested in a mid-tier safety, number one, and number two. I don't know how you feel about if you're indifferent or not, but word is out of the Bay. I watched Grant Cohn from one of the San Francisco reporters. Word is out of the Bay Area that Brandon Ayuk is on the market now. How you feel about any of that?
It'd be interesting to see if Ayuk's out there, but I mean, names that kind of I spoke about it before. Taylor Rapp, Carl Duggar, and Jeremy Chin are the three guys that I would be looking at in free agency at safety. Kayvon Wallace is another good safety that maybe isn't as
no Geno Stone.
Yeah, but I think there'll be maybe a bit more pull for him. Like Buda Baker, technically, he's going to be free agent. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's going to be free agent as well. I think there's going to be a fairly strong market early on at safety. But it'd be interesting to see whether we bring in the other Edmonds as well, because he's a potential fit at safety as well.
I had to look at him too, man. I had to. Yeah,
we've got the inside track with the new defensive coordinator that we've got. We've got the inside track on Tennessee players. So.
Right. So it's going to be interesting to see what you want to do. But I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to let you and Chris take over this show. If you want to, you can pick an assistant GM who you want to be. Ian Cunningham, or you can stand alone and do your own thing. You're pretty headstrong. I don't think you need it.
I'm afraid this is not going to be a democracy today, guys. We can discuss it, but ultimately this is going to be Bearlissimo draft.
There you go.
Bearlissimo tells you what happens.
Don't be letting Chris swindle you, man.
No, I was going to say Nomad Ian Cunningham over there was making suggestions, so beware of him. I'm just going to push buttons. Bearlissimo, it's good to have you with us, man.
I'm all for having contra opinions and hypotheses and all the rest of it. We can talk through it, no problems at all. But ultimately, it's going to be the Bearlissimo draft.
I am not going to say a word. I promise you. Nomad, can you make that pledge?
Hey, man, as soon as I hear you, I'm going to start talking.
Yeah, I know. All right. So, Bearlissimo, you are familiar with here. Let me get us in a better.
Yeah, they've changed the GUI, haven't they? I think it looks better now.
It looks much better. It's much cleaner and a little bit more user friendly, I think.
So they will give you the Washington trade, man. We got to start until we get that.
I see our phone's already ringing, guys. We've got some trade offers.
Yeah, we got some offers here. Let's take a look at them. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously I'm interested in that because we get a first round for next year as well, and we're getting the first 4 picks. So we're
First
getting
four
our
picks.
second round back. We're getting their second round. We're getting a third round and a first next year, and the 2 overall, which I can move on from. Okay. Do we have anyone else offering?
Yes, sir. We have New England's off the third, 34
That-
was the second in the second round. Go ahead.
That's not even close to Washington's offer.
Minnesota, you want to look at any of the
No, I'm
rest
not
of
going
these?
to 11. I'm not going to 13. I'm not going to 12.
All right. So it looks like
Okay, so the Caleb Williams, yes, I know everyone's heard about it. It's ad nauseum. It's boring as hell. The Caleb Williams debate. My point is, and I've been saying it all off season, is we didn't know whether Flus was coming back this year or not, and it was touch and go. And it was because the defense stood up for him and all the players stood up for him, which is why he came back. Flus is on short tenure. He's not necessarily got any guarantees moving forward, and we've got Waldron coming in as the OC. Waldron is known for improving quarterbacks. Show me you can improve Fields and Bajent, and we can get a competent offense, and we're going to trade back. We're going to take this offer from Washington, and we are going to build the offense with their first round pick next year, our first round pick next year, and the Carolina Panthers additional second round pick next year as well. We're going to take that capital. We'll be able to use that to move up as far as we want if we need to go and get a QB next year. But I want to see improvement from the quarterback room as a whole, and the offense is going to be much improved with what we're going to get in this capital. That's why we're going to take this trade.
So
right.
36 through 67. Where are we in second round? Very beginning of the third.
Yes, that's both picks in the second round. So that's theirs, which would be second overall in the second round, and it would be ours at 9th overall in the second round. And I think that's second in the third round.
Yeah, it's close to that, man. That's a pretty good haul there.
all right.
And their first.
That's historical.
Go ahead and accept it. I assume
Yeah,
you want to accept it.
yes,
All right.
yeah, we are accepting that, and they drank me.
They
Jesus.
just drink, man.
No, but I could see it. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I could see it. Now, are we not getting any offers from anyone else? Because this seems ridiculous.
Now your second round just became a little bit more valuable, man.
So we're not getting any offers though.
Oh, what?
Nope.
That's
You can
incredible.
propose. I guess you can.
Of course
propose
not.
if you want to.
We know what it is.
If we're not getting offers, it's going to take too long for us to start going into proposing offers to other teams. Okay, this is going to shock the world, all the rest of it, whatever. I'm going to say if we're not getting offers and we got that capital that we just got, we're going to take Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams. Now everybody in Chicago's happy.
Yeah, we're going to.
All right, number 9. We get an offer. We got 4 offers.
We're putting the phone off the hook and we're taking Fashanu.
You don't want to listen to none of them?
Nope.
All right, I'll just skip over that, and we're going
Oh,
right
man,
to Olu.
Man knows what he wants, man.
Olu
We're
Fashanu
taking
is now a member of the
our left
Bears.
tackle for the next 10 years.
All right.
Okay, pause. Right, I want to see if we can get back in. Let's say the Rams at 19.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if we can get back in with both of our second round picks.
Okay, you want to offer both seconds?
Yeah, we'll offer both seconds for 19 and 83. And they're probably going to turn us down, but we're going to try.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not going to give him more than that, but the reason why I'd be doing that, I'd be looking to try and do it. And if we had more time to talk about it, he's already gone anyway at 17. Jackson Powers Johnson, so he's off the board. We're looking at probably Zach Frazier in the second round is who I'm targeting, but we'll see where we are.
Okay, resume.
Yes, sir. Yes.
All right. Nate Wiggins, Kool-Aid, Kenyon Mitchell, Keon Coleman, Chop.
Hey, what do you think about the corners last night, Bearlissimo?
There's a lot of corners. It's a really deep. I think it's particularly for cover 2. I think it's a really deep draft at corner.
All right, at 36,
36 to 38, and we get their second round next year. That is interesting. Okay, next offer. No, we're not going back that far. So reject that one.
Mm-hmm.
You almost got to take this one.
36 to 38. We got Johnny Newton is still on the board.
Mm-hmm.
We got Darius Robinson, who I like, still on the board. We got Worthy because we're going to need a wide receiver to go. I'm going to take that offer with the hope that Worthy's still there.
All right. We're accepting Tennessee's 38th and 2nd next
Yes,
year.
sir.
Trey Benson is gone.
No, we're not taking that.
All righty.
go away. Again, a little bit more interesting, but 11 spots to move back. I'm not interested. We'll reject both of those.
All right. Okay.
And we're gonna take Xavier Worthy because I don't want to miss out on him.
All right.
And we're going to hope that Johnny Newton lasts the next pick, or Darius Robinson.
There's your answer right there. Ooh,
right.
57 wants him too. They're offering a first rounder to move.
First round for next year.
They want somebody bad.
I am really, really interested in that offer because if it's a first round for next year, that's ridiculous value.
I like the 2 picks they're giving you for it.
Here, let me see where our next pick is at 67. So we move to 57, 67, have 75, 110, 122, and
okay. I mean, obviously, we're trying to get better this year, but we also need next year. I'm going to take that offer.
All right.
And we're going to take that. We're going to have 3 first round picks next year.
All right. Let's accept that offer. Sweat, BB, Darius Robinson, Frank.
Yeah, Robinson's gone. There's another edge that I'm going to like. Probably might be there at 57.
There's your guy, Nomad TJ.
Damn it, man.
Oh, all right.
So our boy's there. He's next. He's listed on the board. We're going to reject all the offers. We're going to take Zach Frazier, center, West Virginia.
All righty, Zach Frazier, West Virginia.
Let's see what kind of picks he's working with here.
He's got 67 is next, 75, 110, 142, and he's picked up 2 firsts and a second for next year.
And you still can wheel and deal a little bit if you want.
Mm-hmm. Zach Frazier.
Yep, we're taking Zach Frazier.
Strongest OC in the draft.
Second strongest, but
who's stronger, Bearlissimo?
Jackson Powers Johnson.
Is he?
He is.
All right.
He is. He's the best center prospect I've seen in at least 15 years. We're not interested in that trade.
All right. Here we're at.
I'm interested in Ruka or Herrera.
Mm-hmm.
Interested in Roman Wilson. I would have been interested in Van Pran, but we've moved on from that with Zach Frazier. Xavier Leggett is very interesting. 10 Bears. I guess that I don't care about the playoffs. We were 3 wins off the playoffs last year with what we had at quarterback with an offensive coordinator who was absolutely clueless. So I'm confident we're going to make the playoffs next year and we're going to see improvement. But the rationale I gave at the outset of this mock draft, I'm addressing you directly, 10 Bears, and it's because what you said is completely devoid of context. As I said at the start of this draft, the reason why is because we don't know that Flus is definitely going to be the head coach after next year. If it all goes tits up, he's probably out the door. We've got a brand new OC. I want to see him make it work, and we've got 3 first-round picks for next year. So move on. We're going to carry on, and this is my draft. We're going to go with that. Xavier Leggett is very interesting. Can we have a look? We haven't picked up an edge yet, have we?
No, sir.
So what do we still have at edge? Yeah, we're a little bit light on edge. We're not going to reach, though. So we've got some guys that we can look at a little bit later in the draft, I think, there. So given that we're not going to get edge, we're going to go 3 tech, and that's Rook.
I like it.
That guy, considering he's relatively new to the position, is on his day, he's just an absolute bully. He's a really good player.
Upside is tremendous.
I'm never going to trade anything to Green Bay, so you can hang up the phone to them. And I'm not interested in moving back to 93. So we can reject those trades.
Bearlissimo, did you say if things go tits?
Tits up, yeah.
Tits up,
Tit,
and
tits up.
that's somehow a bad thing. I've
That is
never
a
heard.
bad thing. Yeah,
Oh man,
it's
I've never heard those two words
so
that equal anything bad.
you've heard of I'm sure you've heard of arse overhead. Well, tits up
Yeah,
is when
that
you've gone arse overhead and then you're going back to tits up. So it's gone real downhill.
I just learned
Um,
something.
so we've got some interesting decisions to make here at safety. Bucky Irving, Oregon, is a guy that I know that you guys like. I like him too, but Leggett looks like fantastic value there. Safeties, what are we looking at on safeties? See, I'm targeting Bullard, but our next pick's 110. So if we go back to all, see, Leggett's really good value there, I think. We've only taken, if you go to my picks, I think we've only taken one receiver so far, haven't we? Yeah, Worthy. I'm going to say we're going to reach a little bit according to their rankings, but I really like this kid at safety, and that's Javon Bullard out of Georgia. We get a playmaker who's got real bad attitude when it comes to anyone that's wearing an opponent's jersey carrying the ball.
Okay.
So
impressive tape though, man.
Bullard is the pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Javon Bullard out of
All
Georgia. Really like that player.
One of the guys I really enjoyed watching his film, man. He's one of those safeties that just I think he can actually play slot safety.
Yes.
Do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, he gives you that sort of nickel. What I don't want is someone who's too similar to Brisker as well. So I'm going to need someone who's got that true one high ability, and Bullard has that, but he also has the ability to come down and cause havoc down there in the box.
Only question marks, man. The Georgia and Alabama safeties come in with a lot of mileage on them. I don't know how many years he's been a starter. That would be my only hang up on him, man, just because he might have played a whole lot of damn football, man.
All right, we're 110, no trade offers. If you need to look at anything specific, just give me a holler.
I like Jaheim Bell. I like Pooney at Kansas because I think he gives you position flexibility. He can literally play all 5 positions.
If Samuel was here and you say Jaheim Bell, he'd be trying to kiss you in the mouth.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think we do need like a U. So we do really need a U. So, and I think he's probably the best U tight end.
Have you checked out Ben Sinnott from Kansas State?
I have. I don't think he's the home run threat that Bell is. I think.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's already gone too.
Yeah, he's not. No, he's not nowhere in that category. I'm just talking about just a pure tight end, a move tight end, and he can pretty much do everything, but not quite what Bell can do.
Yeah, that's what I like about Bell is you could literally put him in the backfield as a running back. You could put him as a U tight end. You could flex him out wide, and he's going to give problems to whoever you put out there against him in man. He's got enough blocking ability, and he has the want when it comes to blocking, and that's the most important thing is that you want tight ends who actually want to stick their nose in there. He's a kid that will do that and seems to enjoy doing it as well, especially when he gets a good lick on somebody. I do want to take a quick look at edge just to see what we've got coming up in terms of depth there, because next pick's 122.
Yeah, Yeshua Reigns brings up a good point. This dude right here is probably my favorite all-around back. Braylon, I think is it Braylon Allen? Oh my!
Yeah, Braylon Allen. Yeah,
for a guy that big, he has no business having feet like that and vision, man.
See, a guy that's not being talked about a lot is the Clemson kid there.
Which one?
You need to go further up.
Xavier Thomas.
Yeah. If you look on his measurables, has he got his measurables on there? So 6'2". I think he's going to come in bigger than that.
It's about what Leonard Floyd was coming out.
I think he's going to come in a little bit bigger than that. But yeah, he's not really fit athletically, is he, Xavier Thomas?
What the hell happened in the bar room today? Something some kind of fire.
Yeah, they did. Greg Gabriel was debating people on to Caleb to not to Caleb.
Very
And,
interesting. Yes.
Who got on there with him?
There was a few. There was a
Different
few,
people
to be fair.
that normally chime in on the chat and everything, those real big Caleb lovers.
Keep texting me, and I wanted to do it, but we was busy trying to get these shows prepared. I couldn't get in there.
We're going to take a bit of a reach at Edge, I think.
You want to look at the big board again?
Yeah, I do really.
Oh, Jordan was on there? Oh, I hope he gave him business. I really did.
I'm not going to reach. I'm not going to
Jordan
reach.
tried very hard to
Utah
sound
end.
very intelligent.
I heard you
I'm
got
not
a hold
gonna
of him.
reach.
Bear, did you get a hold of him on the show?
Yeah, I mean, I was in chat, but I mean, people are like, you're just insexual. It's like, oh, fuck's sake. Is this what I'm dealing with? It's ad hominem. And if you think that using Latin phrases makes me sound smarter than you, well, that's just my modus operandi.
The word was you put him to the test on his knowledge and you drug him. That's the word that I got.
And the accent helps too.
yeah, it does definitely. I think we're going to get our Utah end here, and we're going to go for Jaheim Bell.
Jaheim Bell, tight end, Florida State is our pick at 110.
Jaheim Bell, weapon.
Nice piece, man. Nice piece.
We looked at Jared Wiley.
We'll come and we'll see what we've got left at because there's a guy that's going to be. I probably am going to take a reach here at Edge. Is Zion Tupola Fatui still available?
That's
we're taking Zion.
Boy.
We're going to Mount Zion
Hey,
on the Edge. We're going to take him, and then we might even double back for Mo Kamara.
I was just going to ask you about Kamara.
Yeah, I like him. He's I say he's undersized. He's about 260, so he's plenty rocked up. If you get me, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how his arms measure because at 6'2", if he's over sort of 33 and a half, then that's all the length he'll need because of his speed dip and his ankle flexion, his ability to get low. But he can also really rock people. He's got a really good speed to power move as well. And he comes with a plan. He never sort of sets people up with one move and that's it. He always comes with a plan and a counter, which I like about his pass rush. But we're going to take Zion here because he fits what we need as a sort of early down defensive end, as well as giving us a bit of extra, very high motor, excellent character on that kid apparently by all accounts, but really good. Brendan Rice is a receiver I really like as well.
So you don't think too much of running backs in this draft?
I do, but I mean, I think there's going to be guys that are going to be in free agency. There's still good backs, undrafted free agent running backs. So, how many picks do we have left? If we go to more picks, did we get a couple of later picks?
We've got one. This is it.
This is it. This is the last pick. So we really need to get the juice out of this one.
Nobody's right. Anything.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what our needs are.
Go back to that edge. Did Muhammad get picked up?
I think he's too. Let me shut up.
Well, there's another guy that's going to show us a defensive tackle on this that I think can play edge.
A Boygby.
Eberwigby can play it, but there's also Gabe Hall out of Baylor. If you click on the information alongside his name.
Oh yeah, Samo would definitely be kissing you right now.
He's built very much like Robinson, who went in round 2, and at the Senior Bowl he played very much like Robinson, who went in round 2. So he's a guy that I think that gives us flexibility at 3 tech. Again, similar size to Javon Dexter or Gervin Dexter, whichever you want to put. Javon, Gavon, potato. Very similar size, but his get off is much more sudden. So yeah, I mean, 3-4 end flexibility. If you want to be there, you could probably go as far as Eberwigbe is more of a strict 3 tech. Is he 6'4"?
Who's that?
Eberwigbe.
Oh,
I think he's 6'4". I'm just gonna get his measurables.
He might be 6'5". He's a big dude, man. I think he can flex well, man. I think Flus would love a guy like that.
He was measured at the Senior Bowl, wasn't he?
Did he put in the senior? Yeah, he did go down there.
He did, yeah.
Listed as
He made-
6'5",
he made some
290.
Yeah, 6041, 6041, 292.
And to find him way back here, come on.
Oh yeah.
Plus, man, that dude's arms, he can scratch his ankles without bending over.
What do we have at edge? What do we have at linebacker? Because if the guy I think might still be there at linebacker, I might be just taking him, and we'll look at the other places.
Okay, let's
See, Mo Kamara's still there.
Let's look at the selection thus far. Let's see what we got here, because I kind of forgot everybody he picked.
Yeah, I took one edge, and I took a 3-tech already.
You want to look at the linebackers?
Yeah, I'd like to take a look at linebackers. Tommy Eichenberg. We're doing Eichenberg. I'm taking him. I'm taking him.
Nomad's Gary talk about me.
I'm running it in. I'm running it in. We're taking Eichenberg.
All right.
You want to shut the hell up regardless. You going to say something.
I didn't say nothing. I didn't say anything.
Yeah, you did.
Hey, Bearlissimo, you said Eichenberg. He would have went higher if he came out last year.
Yeah.
And I know. Well, I mean, I say I know.
I think he was.
He's well liked.
Yeah.
A certain team in the NFC North from a certain city that's on a lake.
Smitty, what are you
something about windy?
Smitty, what are you talking about, man? You don't like the bellhop we got punting the ball now? He's pretty good.
All right. So, let's see where we're at here, guys.
I think we're done on the draft.
We're done, yeah. Okay, so
what I do want to do is when it gets to the last pick, if you just pause it, because then I want to take a look at running backs that are still left, if we can. So if we can, you might need to pause it.
What's the last pick?
Hey, you know what? Well, we've got 30 more minutes, man. If you want to take another crack at this thing.
Yeah, and like maybe we do another one, and we don't take Caleb.
Yeah, so we were talking about that before in the green room. I was like, but
so if you want to screenshot
this.
If you want to screenshot this draft, and we can put it up as a poll.
I'll tell you what.
Which one are you taking?
Here, let me.
That'll be.
See, I think I've left us some more work to do in terms of free agency, where we're going to have to fill a couple of needs.
While we're getting to that, Chris, if you don't mind hitting that station ID, because we're at halfway point.
All right, let me stop it here, and I'll run the ID. Then we'll look at the running backs that were left. Okay.
All right.
Is that what you wanted to do, Bearlissimo?
Yeah. I just want to look at what running backs are left.
All right, here we go.
The best Chicago Bears content anywhere. Catch Nomad live pregame 1 hour prior to kickoff, and Nomad at night postgame, and every Friday evening at 7 p.m. Central on all the most popular streaming platforms, and only on the Nomad Network.
That's right. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe today. If you haven't done that, anybody new to the show, please do us that favor. And ES, by the way, don't get too happy about this. He only did that to kind of quiet the crowd down, so that option is out there for you guys. But we're going to do something completely different next time.
Yes, we
are.
All
right. Here's our running backs that are still available. McClellan, Alabama. Nomad's boy, Cody Schrader.
Yeah, Schrader is a good back. Like him.
Frank Gore Jr.
Gore Jr. more of a gadget back rather than anything else, really.
And that's it. Jermaine Brown is the last one.
Yeah, it's a bit bare bones, isn't it? Back. I think we need to see combine times on those guys, to be honest, and see which one is the one that gives you the most explosion and You know, fast 10, good short shuttle, good 3-cone, good broad jump.
All right.
And
What
we'll
I'm
go
gonna
one
do
of them
is
cats.
I'm gonna pop out just for a second, guys. Download your results here, and then we'll get back into the next one.
I've got to the people that are talking about the Raiders. The football scout. I don't know if you follow him on YouTube, but he does a lot of breakdowns, including the Bears. I quite good friends with him. I would be keeping Justin in that situation. Yeah, I would, because my plan would be for Caleb Williams to not see the field in the first year. By all means, he would get a decent split on reps. He would be expected. I would want to see his work in the QB room when he knows he's not starting, and that's going to tell me what I need to know about Caleb. But we'd be going with Justin to start the season, and hopefully we'd be looking like we're going to be going into the playoffs. And then when it comes to later on in the season, we can do that thing that the Chiefs did when we're going into we've already locked up the playoffs. 3 games before the end of the season, we're going into the home bye, and we'll put Caleb in on the last game, and he can take all those reps, and we'll build into the next year, and we'll wish Justin all the best in free agency. He'll get us a nice compensation pick, and we'll move forward with Caleb Williams the next year with 3 first-round picks.
Damn it, Bearlissimo. I hope you don't cost me sub saying that.
It's only on this mock. Don't worry, it's going to be different on the next mock. And I'll give you like a little clip for that one as well. We can.
If you see your co-host face over here.
Give me that Washington. We'll do that Washington again if they're offering. Yeah, we're taking that
every time.
They took Caleb. Cool, that takes it. Yes, we'll take that.
Ooh, yes. See, now
I'm
this
okay
is
moving back.
There's
moving back to
Nomad.
That's
this
the dream
is
scenario.
Nomad. This is exactly what I was talking about last night and last week when I said we take the first and then that second to the 6th. Now you see what I'm talking about?
Oh, I've been there. I've been there.
And
we're not going back any further.
That's the dream scenario right there.
So we're rejecting both of those.
Yeah, we're not going back any further.
Wait. Let me run that back in my head exactly what you just got there in that 1 and 2 swap. What did you accumulate there?
If you go down scroll down to the bottom, we got.
That's how you build a roster right there.
Remember, that's what I was talking about last night.
Look at all those blues.
Oh my Lord. That's how you build a roster. That's what you hope for. If giving up the first pick is going to get you anything, that second scenario in the trade down is just too much value there. I mean, that's exactly what you want.
The true meaning of a generational haul right there. That is what you call a haul. When you take those 2 picks right there, and you accumulate that type of capital.
And don't forget that haul also came from trading the number 1 pick last year.
Yes.
Bears is right. That's right. You see the difference in letting that pick go and what you have versus keeping them.
So we're not going to debate on this one. We're taking Fashanu.
Can't be mad at that.
And we're taking Malik Neighbors.
Love it.
I'm hanging up the phone. I'm taking. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking.
I'm not missing out on Neighbors because the Jets.
But what about if you miss out on Neighbors, but you can get Bowers?
Yeah, I'm not missing out on Neighbors.
You know that's what they're after.
Maybe they want Bowers.
Nah.
Yeah, they can take him with the 10th pick. We're taking Malik Neighbors at 9.
That's exactly what they would have did. Now they may take Bowers.
Yeah.
Man,
So the dude I really want to get is Paris Johnson. I really want to see if we can get. Pause. Yeah, well, he's still there. Let's see if we can get the Texans picking what they want for it.
have we proposed a trade and gotten a yes back? I don't think so.
No, not yet.
Okay, we'll offer them 36 and 47.
You like him that much, huh?
Yeah, I do. We want 23.
Oh wow. I like him, but not that kind of like him.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, we're running it in. We're running it
Boom.
in. We're running in the
Boom.
pick. No, fuck off, Carolina. Pardon my language. Go away, Carolina. Go away, Tampa Bay. Sayonara, Chargers. Jackson Powers Johnson.
You are now a Bear.
Okay, how many picks do we have left here and where?
We got plenty.
Got 39, 10, 40. Ooh.
We got plenty.
I just realized that you got picks back to back there.
We can get some lemon pepper wings
Just
and some tips.
The Packers just need to know never to call me. Just don't. It's not going to be good for you. No, I'm not interested in moving back from there. Okay.
Ooh,
I am
Kitchens.
interested. There are two there that are really screaming out to me because I just didn't expect them to see them here.
Kitchens.
And that is Kinchins and Lassiter.
Yes.
Because Lassiter is an absolute beast in zone at corner. He's fast as hell, and he brings the lumber when he hits people.
You know, I did him last night. You know, my comp for him was. You know what? Did you watch the show last night?
I haven't watched it yet. I've got it on my to watch later list.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a little tip. It was see if you see it when you watch him play. Is Jackrabbit Janoris Jenkins, man. That's who it reminds me of. Just really sticky, really good in his own coverage, jumps balls very well, and he's a pick six waiting to happen.
Yeah, and the thing that I see in him as well is there's a bit of Tillman there as well. There's a bit of attitude.
Mm-hmm.
In his play.
What surprised me was Terrion Arnold, man. Because everybody's talking so much about Kool-Aid. Look, that dude is ready.
Lassiter is a first round corner for me, and Kinchins is a second round safety. And we've got both picks, but I also think we need to look at some other positions. If we could just scroll down this list. See, we've got our center. We're going to need some edge guys as well. And Trey Benson is. I'll tell you, that kid.
Chris's favorite player in the draft, man.
He's a headache waiting to happen. We're going to come back and get safety later. I can't not stay true to my board and not take Lassiter here. We're going to take Lassiter with the first pick of those two. We're not. No, not that offer.
Man, who eats boneless wings?
And not that offer. We're going to reject both of those. And we'll scroll down a little bit. And we're going to take Adisa Isaac. In fact, no, not Adisa Isaac. They've got Braswell's there as well. And so this is more of a sort of who would a Ryan Poles pick, who would Flus want. I personally would take, in that order, Isaac Braswell, and then the guy from Washington that we're going to see if we scroll down a little bit further, Braden Trice. I really like Braden Trice.
Oh, yeah.
I think he has a lot of upside as pass rush. I think he's just coming into his own as a pass rusher. So I'm going to take the size. I'm going to go with what I think Poles would go there, and I'm going to say Braden Trice.
That's pretty.
And if you want to look at his size, if you want to look at his profile, you'll see the difference because I think he's a legit 6'5", 270.
Yeah, that's what they look for in that weight height range too.
Yeah, if you look at Braswell, I think Braswell's like 6'3", 240, isn't he? Around about that.
You're getting pretty close to that mock that we put on the show there.
Yeah.
That.
just to because we're gonna just shake it up a little bit. We'll go Adisa Isaac because he's the highest rated on the board, but him or Braswell, to be honest. I mean, Braswell I think comes with a little bit more mileage.
You going with Adisa?
Yeah, we're going to go with Adisa because I think he's going to absolutely kill it at the combine.
He's got that length profile that they like. Those arms are crazy, man.
I think he could even run sub 4.5.
Oh yeah, he's going to be a freak show out of pads, man. He's a freak show in pads, but out of pads, he's going to really open some eyes.
You've paused this draft, I think.
What you thinking?
A guy I like here is Cooper Beebe. I think he's the best guard in the draft. He's an absolute monster. But do we really need to take left tackle, left guard, center?
Well, you got
Did you take a 3-tech
because I really like Tevin Jenkins as a right guard more than a left guard.
Did you take a 3-tech in
we haven't.
free agency?
We haven't. In free agency, yeah. I mean, I really want Madabuike or Wilkins. That's my day one kind of guys.
I just paused it because I saw Leonard Taylor still there. I don't think he's no way he drops to 57.
Yeah, no chance. I don't think either of the defensive tackles from those teams, Texas and Miami, are going to fall that far.
Here we go.
Taylor will be gone soon.
Damn.
There he goes.
Detroit got a good guard.
All right. Not interested?
Not interested in that trade. What's the next one?
18 spots.
I'm not giving any more picks away. No, we're not interested.
All right.
Patrick Paul is a developmental tackle, but we've got our left tackle of the future. He's a player I really like. You could also potentially move him into guard, but he'd be an absolute monster at guard. Chris Jenkins is a defensive tackle that I really like as well. Very similar to the defensive tackle that came out of Michigan last year. There was a real problem in the NFL this year. Can't remember what his name was. He was an absolute freak of nature as well. He was last Michigan. I think he went second round, didn't he? Mazzy Smith.
Yeah, Mozzie.
Very similar, but I think he's got more of a 3-tech.
Isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's more of a 3-tech. What I like about Chris Jenkins is when he plays zone, for example, he knows to play wrong shoulder, so he's really well coached.
Well, that's his dad, isn't he?
Yeah. There's the lineage there as well, isn't there? Roman Wilson's really screaming out as well as a slot guy, stretch the field receiver.
He played much cleaner than I was expecting before I started watching. He's really clean fundamentally. I
was really pleased how clean he was into and out of his break. There wasn't a lot of redundant footwork for a guy that's that fast. It was quite impressive. Xavier Legette as well. I think he's a guy we probably need to take Xavier Legette because he's a true X. He's a go up and get it.
I'm not even arguing with you on that one.
Hell no, don't waste no time getting
it. You ain't lying. I'm going to be really interested to see how he measures as far as his height because I've seen some conflicting. Some people say 6'3", others say 6'1".
That offer is not of any interest to me. Neither is that one. If I want picks, I want them this year.
Okay.
I'm not expecting to see him this far back, but I'm really liking the upside here. I'm looking at Bucky Irving.
Of course you are, and we are too.
And I'm thinking, but I'm also looking at Dorless. Again, he's a guy that you could legit say proper 4-3 end, or move him into 3-tech on pass rush downs.
Mm-hmm.
So he gives you position flexibility from that. But I like Egbuibe for that as well.
He is so big in his lower body, man. He is huge from the waist.
Yeah, there's probably a good sort of 160 pounds of that is in his ass and his quads. He's possibly going to get Quadzilla, isn't he, this year? I think
coaches really like that, man. That's that power base he's got going on.
I'm thinking as a weapon in the pass and the run, I'm thinking about running back. I'm going to take Bucky Irving.
And we're gonna hurry up, run that card up.
Billy Ocean said you forgot to say pause when talking about his lower body.
Yeah.
Next stop,
I don't
110.
even know what I said, to be honest. I'm in a bit of a haze at this draft.
What's that?
I'm in a bit of a haze at this draft. Yeah, I can't comp him to Tariq Cohen. He's more of a muscle hamster. He really is. He's a big dude for a small guy, if you get what I'm saying.
Right.
Great ankles.
There went James Williams to Philly.
I can't believe Javon Bullard is going. He's still on the board.
Mm.
There he is.
I know we already took him, but we're taking him.
You got 4-pick offer there.
Don't care. Javon Bullard should not be here.
Does not care. We are drafting Javon
Yes,
Bullard.
he should not be here that low. There's not a
Next
chance.
stop, 122.
I like Bearlissimo doing this, man, because he's headstrong and knows what the hell he's looking for. Not to say that nobody else does, but they get a little bit, especially in this part of the draft, get a little wishy-washy.
So, Braden Fisk reminds me a lot when you look at him of what's his name? Brian Brissy. You watch him on tape, he looks a lot like Brian Brissy. He needs to work on independent hand striking. He needs to work on being more violent, laterally disengaged. So lateral disengage, independent hand striking, and pass rush. They're the two areas he needs to work on. But that's incredibly coachable. What I really like about Fisk is for a taller defensive tackle, he plays a really good pad level. And he's strong as hell, and he's fast as hell as well. He's probably going to run around about 4.8, 4.85 maybe even lower. He's going to run really well at the combine, I think.
He reminds me of the guy that's I think he's a 3-tech with the Bengals, man. He that's what he put me in the mind of. I can't think of that guy's name for anything.
Brian Brissy is the guy that I look at him and I see Roger Rosengarten at the right tackle at Washington's a really good player as well. If we could just go to my picks, I just want to see what we've got so far. I'm pretty sure we've got tight end, haven't we? Did we get tight end?
No.
We haven't got tight end
yet.
Okay. Theo Johnson is a guy that, again, is probably going to be better in the NFL than he was in terms of opportunities in college, just because of where he's coming from. Really well coached. But I also like Brendan Rice, but we've already got Leggett. We don't need three.
Have you looked at Jared Wiley at all, George?
Not so much out of TCU as tight end. I know it might sound ridiculous to say this, but not particularly well coached group for me. But I need to take a look at his tape because
he's about 6'6", 6'7".
I think Theo Johnson's 6'7". I think he timed as 4.68 at their pro day last year.
Uh-huh.
Which is at 6'7" and 260 plus pounds. That's
right.
Moving.
Do we need to look at anything else or?
How many picks have we got left?
We have 2 picks left, sir.
2 picks left, and okay, there's a guy I think we can get at tight end on our last pick. Let's just see who we've got left on the board, the full board.
All I know is you're knocking this out of the park so far.
Okay, scroll down. I mean, I know I'm over-egging it if I say it, but I've got to say it, and that's that I think Brendan Rice is really good value here. He's a really solid receiver.
Did we address the offensive line at all, like offensive guard?
Tackle and center we got. But we haven't. Christian Mahogany is a guy I like at guard. If you go further up, who else is there on the guard?
Go up. Here, let's look.
Powers Johnson, you got right.
Yeah, we got Powers Johnson. He can play guard or center.
Yeah, he's versatile like that.
Let's feel confident that we're going to get a center out of the free agency.
No, he drafted the center though.
Powers Johnson is that.
Yeah, Powers Johnson is I want him to be the starting center. I think Adams is good, but I think didn't he play tackle at Illinois?
Hmm.
Was he guard? I think he played tackle, didn't he?
Yeah, he played it. Yeah, this is projection.
Yeah, so that's and Javion Cohen is a good guard as well. And Mahogany, I think Mahogany's more of a fit athletically.
I got somebody pushing you to get a backup QB.
A backup Q. Okay, what's left at QB? Is Spencer Rattler available?
Rattler's gone. Milton's
See,
there.
Jason Bean would come in day one and know the system because it's a system that he ran at Kansas, but that's the last pick. So we're gonna pick up the tight end if you're still there. So tight end
Theo?
Theo, we're going to pick up Theo, and we will pick up a QB. We'll pick up the Kansas QB.
I like Theo Johnson. We haven't done a tight end show, have we?
No, we haven't.
We got to do that.
Not a ton of tape on him, to be honest. The Senior Bowl was probably a better look at him. But he's more of a traditional. He plays both. He's more of an F. I got
to remember that quarterback you just brought up. What was his name? Bean?
From Kansas.
Bean, yeah.
I'll have to,
because he's been in this system and been successful in it. He would come in day one knowing the reads. It's literally what he ran. In fact, his OC we interviewed.
Freak list, Malik Mustafa.
No, we don't need two. We don't need two safeties.
No, I just brought up the fact he's on the freaks list.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wake Forest are an underrated team. I think they've improved a significant deal since DJ Uwagilege going to play 7 years in college, come out as a 35-year-old draft pick.
Hey, I'm telling you, Bearlissimo, the most underrated team by far, talent-wise, to me, is Washington. The Huskies, they had a better team than people think. That team is loaded with NFL talent.
Is it Bama that he's gone to, the head coach? He's gone to Bama, hasn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, I think they've got really good. I think they've gone from a really good head coach to a really good head coach. If you go to offense, we'll look at backup QB.
If he can do that with Washington, what is he going to do with Bama?
With their pull and recruiting, Jesus, Jason Bean. I know it's not a sexy pick, but it's a sensible pick because I mean you want to have a QB that comes in knowing the scheme, plenty arm, smart QB, and trusts his reads. He's very much a good rhythm passer as well, so he'll come in showing some good traits to both. Bajent is too much free will.
Have you
Jason Bean is your pick?
Yeah, I think we'll go back up. We'll go back up QB. Wide receiver, if we can take one more look, because I think Bean might be a free agent. Priority free agent.
Yeah, McCaffrey
is a QB as well. So
you know who I like at wide receiver free agent is Pittman.
He's all right.
Is the other Georgia kid still there on wide receivers? I think he might have gone past him.
Talking about Saint, what's his name?
Yeah,
I forget his name. I know who you're talking about. Rosemy Saint.
Looks like he's gone.
Rosemy Jack Saint.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, Marcus. Yeah. Okay. Look at his profile.
Very good possession receiver.
Probably that far down is nothing. So
quicker than you think. He doesn't have his height on there. He's a taller wide receiver, but he's got good speed as well.
And you look at him on tape this year, I think people ought to ignore it because he's coming right back off of an injury. I don't think he was all the way there.
Yeah.
He's going to be better this coming season, wherever he lands at.
Is Taj Washington gone? He'll be gone by now, won't
Casey. Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, so he's actually right. I mean, and you got Cowie in there as well. Let's get it done. Let's go. We go. We got a running back, didn't we? Did we pick a running back?
Got Bucky.
Yeah, you got Bucky.
Yeah, we don't need any more there then. cornerback, I think, is deep in draft as well. So can we just take one look just to see if someone's dropped at corner?
Ooh, Whitney Newsom.
No, we'll just go the QB. We'll get the backup QB. We'll get the backup QB. Jason Bean. We'll make sure we get him. We're not going to worry about priority free agent.
Boom. There it is.
All right. I'll have it up on the screen here in just a second, gentlemen.
I'm interested to see what chat. I mean, I don't know if you want to run it up as a poll. Draft A, draft B. Put them up on.
Hold on, let me take it
I
out.
can tell you now, majority's gonna go draft A.
I don't know. I like
The
draft B better.
trolls. The trolls.
Yeah,
will.
the Caleb stands probably will. But I mean, they'll probably still hate me because it's me saying it. But I mean, I took Caleb. So what are they going to say?
Yeah, it's I'll be honest with you. That second draft was absolutely crazy. I can't.
10 bears. No one cares what you think. Sorry.
It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. That second draft, the haul you got, and the caliber of players that you picked.
I think realistically, looking at what it means, you have to be signed into YouTube to put up a poll. So if you sign into YouTube, as in on the actual studio, you can put a poll on the broadcast. For me, I think the offensive line, the running backs and receivers are going to be so much better with this second draft that people are not going to worry about, and we're not going to worry about moving people off the ball with those guys. And we've got a far superior pass blocker to our current left tackle, who we're going to say, okay, we know we've got a swing tackle. Let's see how you're looking at guard as well. But for me, he doesn't keep his ass down low enough, and he hasn't learned to do it so far. It's really frustrating because I think he could be whatever he wants to be. He's got to be more active with his hands and violent with his hands. He waits and catches far too much, and he gets too high in his hips, and that's why he gets bull rushed. He hasn't figured out that he gets bull rushed because he offers up his pads because he doesn't have his ass down low enough.
Yeah, he's I don't think he's ever going to develop the anchor that we think that he wants to develop. I don't think
he's a great run blocker in space on wide zone and pin and pulls. He's really good on pin and pulls.
But where he shines, man. It's where he shines.
Left tackle, you've got to be able to pass pro. We've got to have someone who can protect the QB there, and Fashanu is all day.
So I because for the sake of time, because we got a pretty quick turnaround for our next show with Doug Plank here at 6:30, everybody. So make sure you tune in for and also J2K is going to do his mock draft on Mock Draft Monday. And so we got that turnaround coming here in a couple hours. But we can, if you want to, Chris, we can download this and put it up on Twitter. I don't know how to do the poll thing. I've never done that. But I don't know. Is that a Twitter feature or YouTube feature?
On YouTube you can set up a poll normally in your broadcast when you go into My Studio on YouTube live broadcast, and then you have an option to set up a poll. But there'll be a tutorial. I'm sure.
I've already put
the
quick poll up. We got 10 votes already. Let me stick that. Second draft up here, guys.
So I've just logged in so I can vote on it. I've just gone on my YouTube so I can vote. You'll be surprised which way I voted, guys.
Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, man. Make sure
there's number one, folks. That is the first.
So this is ridiculous because we get Caleb, Fashanu, Worthy, and Frazier, and Orhororo, and Eichenberg. That's not a bad draft.
No.
And we get 3 first round picks next year as well. So that's a pretty good draft. What did we get in the second one? 2 first round picks next year.
This is serious right here.
That's a tough question, man. That's a tough question.
It's easy.
Hey, Bucky Urban and Leggett make this the better draft.
Oh.
For me, Jackson Powers Johnson, Lassiter, Neighbours, Fashanu, they're all first round picks. All
This is
four of
number
those
two,
first
folks.
guys, are
and
first round
and
guys.
and day one contributors also.
Right
Yes.
now, 81% are favoring draft number two. This one.
This is
Yeah,
our
it
Do you
is.
first.
know? Do you know what? I'm pretty happy with both of those drafts.
I'll be
Yeah.
honest. Let's go back and look at the first one again.
So, saying that Caleb Williams is the best player is it's just a misnomer. It's a projection. He could be fantastic. He could be Kyler Murray, or he could be Pat Mahomes, or he could be Johnny Manziel. And that's the thing that scares the shit out of me, is the possibility of Manziel, because there's a lot that looks similar. And now, don't get me wrong, the arm talent and the ability to run even is nothing like Johnny Manziel. But the
No,
holding on to the ball, the hero ball, the not taking what the offense is giving you, not taking what the defense is giving you, that's the concern. And it's like learning to play under center. I know it sounds ridiculous. You'd think anyone can learn to play under center, but a kid that's played always in the shotgun, and you see it a lot of the times on his tape. He doesn't go back to laces because he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to feel for the laces, and that's what I think Fields needs to do a little bit more, is not worry about getting to the laces. If it's a short throw, just rip it. But yeah,
Who's number two again, guys?
that's hindsight is speaking when you're saying Manziel in his highest dream could not be the guy. Don't forget where he was taken. Baker Mayfield is probably where. I know it sounds ridiculous, but Baker Mayfield is similar in a lot of ways to Williams as well. And the reason why Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, Johnny Manziel, and Kyler Murray and Pat Mahomes are the comparables is because they all come out of the same offense with the same QB coach.
but they each have a different story. And me being down here in Texas, I
Context
actually had a
is where
chance to see
they
both of them
went
guys.
to and how they were dealt with in that organisation. Kyler Murray's been abandoning his organisation. He's been winging and praying it. That's why he's breaking down physically. Pat Mahomes was surrounded by talent with a QB guru at the head coach position, an asshat visor wearing narcissist as the offensive coordinator.
Tits up.
I got to speak my truth, man. I hate the dude. I mean, don't get me wrong. Lovely bloke, lovely bloke. I'm sure he's a good dad. I'm sure he's a good laugh in the pub having a pint. But as an offensive coordinator, he's a narcissistic, vainglorious, self-congratulatory ego massager of himself, which is why he got play sheets all over his wall. It's just oh man, I'm so glad we're rid of him.
Right. Man,
You know what? When I watched his press conferences, you know what, George, I got a hint of that. You know, that lack of humility from him. Also, just a hint of it. I mean, just from a first impression, because I didn't know anything about Getsy, and when watching him in those press conferences, I could get a little bit of smugness and a little bit of yeah, I'm smarter than you are kind of vibe from it.
Bear Truth 9 asked an interesting question there, I think. Could you see, I'm assuming, when he says JJ, who does he mean by JJ? Does it mean Justin Fields?
Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson?
Yeah.
No, I think he'd be franchise tagged.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that Ryan Poles said in the exit presser, was that JJ was not going anywhere. And I really believe that. You know what? And I think it'd be a disaster for the locker room to get a guy that performed that way this season and not bring him back.
So this is a good point by 10 Bears. I mean, I know I gave him a little bit of jip earlier, but I'm going to point it out. He's made a good point there.
Yes.
There is an element of that in that he's coachable, but that's also the concern with Williams. His dad, by all accounts, is a bit of a problem. And, you know, like LeVar Ball, who was a former professional player, albeit, you know, a cup of coffee, but was a professional player, he's also a bit of a clown parent. But by all accounts, Williams Sr. has a bit more pull. It'd be interesting to see how that dynamic works out as well. That is a concern. Also that comes with.
Well, and me being down here in Texas, I actually had a chance to see Baker and Johnny up front and personal. Actually, my son played against Johnny 2 years in a row, and there was some things that we noticed and knew about coming out of high school. But with Baker, his story is very unique because nothing was handed to Baker. Baker
Oh
was
no,
a
he walked
walk
on, didn't he?
on.
Initially, yeah.
He was a walk on, man, and he fought all the way. Where Johnny, everything was pretty much handed to him now. And actually, he was a much better baseball player than he was a football player.
I'm gonna. This might, people might mock me for this, but I think if Baker Mayfield went to the Chiefs, I think he'd be every bit as successful as you're talking about Mahomes.
Coaching matters.
And that might sound ridiculous to say. Oh well, Pat Mahomes is generational, ridiculous, blah 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 blah. Yeah, there is some of that. He's got God-given talent when it comes to throwing the ball, but don't think that Baker Mayfield is not a smart QB. If anything, probably a better reader of defenses.
Well, he was touted as one of the most accurate passers coming out of the draft that year.
All right, guys, I gotta wrap this show up, man, because Bearlissimo, you got to come back maybe sooner rather than later. Maybe because I do want to see what that would look like, your draft would look like after free agency once they made some selections there. If you want to, man, I mean, you're welcome to come back anytime before that, but in particular, that part of the off season, just to see what changes and what ideas you might have in your head as to what to do after knowing what you know in free agency, just to see that. But you willing to come back?
Yeah, that would be definitely yeah. We'll do one when free agency, the first part of free agency, because then we're going to be getting into the draft, aren't we? So,
be great, man. That's good. That's good stuff, man. You guys go ahead and vote on those your selections on which draft you thought was the better one. I like B. That's me, but I'm not trying to influence anyone. That's just how I feel about the thing, in the big picture. But hey, let's give some shout outs before we get out of here, because I do got to get out of here and get ready for this next show. Go ahead, Bearlissimo.
Well, for me, I'd like to shout out everyone who's ever supported any of my content, and particularly all of those that helped me when I was fundraising last time around. You've made a massive difference to my family, so thank you personally on a personal level for that. Thank you if you're a Bears fan who goes into it with an open mind, that you might not be right on everything, and the person that you don't agree with might not be wrong on everything. So those that keep an open mind and try to look at context. Stats is not a good way to evaluate things. It's in fact, it's a really bad way to evaluate things.
Say it again one more time,
just don't be a stat scout, because there are lies, damn lies, and statistics. There's a very good saying, which is an argument relies upon statistics in the same way that a drunk man relies upon a lamppost, not for illumination, but for support for unsteady footing.
You need that.
That's when it comes to statistics.
That's the truth. Believe you me, that's the truth.
I like that. I've never heard that, but I love that.
Yeah, bear in mind what you're doing with statistics, because context is needed, and that's when they are actually useful as a metric, is when you're looking at context, and you're just tendencies is what you're looking at. For anything else, it's particularly PFF ratings, that there's a lot of subjectivity in those objective ratings. So that's it. Just be kind, bear down. Much love to all of you. Try and be the best you today. Do something good.
Amen to that. Go ahead, Keith.
I just want to thank everybody again for your support, your participation in the chat. I like kind of jumping in every once in a while and just seeing what's going on. But Bearlissimo, thank you again, man. I have to admit, after watching your draft today, you put me up on a couple guys that I wasn't really too sure on, but now I understand why you look at them the way you do. So thank you again, and please come back.
Thank you, man. I will. You can book it. I'm definitely going to come back.
Shoot, Chris.
Hey, Bearlissimo, man, you're always welcome whenever you're around at school, bro. So I'll get a front seat, and I appreciate your.
When I start my rap at you, you're going to have to be my hype man. You realize this, don't you?
Hey, I can do some beats for you.
Sweet.
But yeah, everybody in the chat, man, appreciate you guys supporting us. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button, and turn on your notifications so you'll know when we're doing this great content. Again, Bearlissimo, thanks for coming. Keith, always good to see you, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Nomad, man, you'll fight later. And
Sooner rather than later.
yeah, probably sooner. Nick, thanks for your help in the back, man. Listen, everybody, bear down.
And ditto to everything everybody said. I'm not going to embellish, man, because these guys did a pretty good job of kind of closing this up. Great stuff, Bearlissimo. I mean, awesome stuff. And again, guys, go and do your vote on which draft that you preferred in the YouTube studio.
Subscribe to my channel as well.
Yes, please.
Shout that out one more time, Bearlissimo.
Yeah, I do breakdowns. I don't try and tell. What I always say to people is I don't try and tell any man what to think or how to think it. What I try and do with my breakdowns is bring the all-22, talk about the context, talk about what I think they do well and why, and what I think can be improved. I'll let you make up your mind because context matters.
There you go. And with that being said, thank you guys once again. Appreciate all the energy and all the, the reactions in the chat. I always love doing live shows because of it, man. It just gives me energy. I know most people that do the show feel the same way. No matter the whether you agree, not, or indifferent, just show up and bring us your energy regardless, man. We love it. And before we get out of here, I just got to leave you guys with these famous words: love, peace, and hair grease, y'all.
Bear down.